some quick changes to what was going on in the panels. You see that first panel, I'm going to make it look like much more like the page before where they're knocked unconscious, but it's kind of like a pulled out shot. You kind of see the toys laying how they are. And then when it goes to the second one where he's trying to wake up V, I think I'm going to have Wrath and Donnie duking it out in the background. I think they're going to be much more of a focal point. I think when it comes down to showing the kid actually and his mom yelling dinner, I think he's going to be playing with the two zombies and fighting with them. I think that'll give it a nice little touch, connecting these two worlds. I'm also thinking about making this middle section a 3-panel strip, where you see the kid playing with the two zombies, him being excited for dinner, and then him pulling the camera out a little bit farther and showing him playing in front of his house. And then you're gonna see him grab the toys, put them in his pocket, and then Donnie's going to be falling, and then he's going to be laying on the ground. So that's what I got going on, and now it's time to get into the actual pencils. What's going on? Day 14, I believe, of this little challenge. A little gentleman's bet between me and Yann. It seems I have taken the lead, but that may not be true for long. Within this video, I will show you that I am completed with page number 4, but that may not be completely true. Things may not look just as they seem. If you haven't checked out Yann's latest video, his Sketch Alona series, I'll throw the link up here, down below for that as well. Such great stuff. You can see this spread that he's working on for his page. It is set in space. It's so gorgeous. He has so much layered within the pages he's doing, and you see these pages come to life. And I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a couple great messages along the way, so definitely check that video out. Oh, let's see, what else is going on? Scott Circlin finished up his pinup. I believe I mentioned last video that Gaz finished his pinup. Also, Chris McQuinlan has finished his video as well. Has finished his short story, so he's the first short story as far as I know. I am working on a series to show the completion of the story from beginning to end. It's just going to show the making of the pages, give you better looks at all the panels and whatnot. That's all going to be coming out after this series is done, because I'm just going to release them all one a day for a week, and you'll see this whole story unfold. I am super excited to see where this story has come and gone, and like the panels that I'm making right now, for page 4, I think I drew one of my favorite panels in all of my comics. For this page, gave a couple nods to some friends and creators. Yeah, page 4 definitely kicks it into meta overdrive. So that's where it stays with that. Took a couple hours to lay down the roughs, a couple hours to, or probably another hour to tighten up the pencils, and then a few hours to ink. Loving the look of it. I am extremely excited. I'm running into a couple copyright issues. I'm making minute clips for Instagram. I'm throwing in obviously copyrighted music. They seemed to not have a problem until it came to the other day when I used I Will Survive by, I think I'm going to butcher this, but I believe it was Gaynor? Maybe not true, but you've all heard I Will Survive. It's on my Twitter because they allowed it for some reason, but like, I will take those clips, put them on Facebook. They'll mute the sound, obviously, because it's copyrighted music, which I'd be cool if they did a thing like similar to YouTube where they understand it's copyrighted music, but they will also throw links to find the artist and music and whatnot. So changed up the song for the Instagram video. It's all groovy now. Yeah, so page 4 is done. I've got 2 more pages to go, but since I turned 33 last week, I've been being hit up for commissions and whatnot. Since I've kept my foot on the pedal and showed that I can deliver time after time after time, people are starting to recognize that and realize that I'd be pretty good to hire for different projects and whatnot. So that leads me into talking about this whole gentleman's bet. This 21-day challenge to make these 6 pages may be in jeopardy. I say maybe because I also still have to scan them and do the grayscale to them. I'm just going to actually color them how I would for my own comic, because I will be using them down the road for my own utilization. So with that being said, I still have to do grayscale after I get these 6 pages done. I don't believe Yann's doing grayscale, so all his ink work is going to be final pages, so my pages aren't quite complete. But also I have a commission that I have to finish up by the end of February, so I'm going to see if I can get through 5 and 6, at least doing the inks. But I definitely have to, I only have a couple more days I can work on that before kicking it into working on that commission painting. You'll be seeing that whole commission come to life here on YouTube. But I may have to pause the 21 days to work on that commission. I think I can get those other 2 pages knocked out, but I definitely don't want to run into a situation where I'm rushing on that commission, because that's money in my pocket and I need that a little bit more. Other than that, saw Lego Batman. That's a thumbs up. That's awesome movie. It's basically the Batman movie that I've always wanted. It's so much fun. If you had any doubts for it, I see people hating on this movie and I have no idea why, because I thought it was fantastic. So much fun. What else has been going on in my life, you ask? Well, it's been a little topsy-turvy. As I described last video, I said I would be doing some commuter work. That was all getting issue 7 straightened out for Comixology. It dealt with getting the surveys out to Kickstarter backers. If you supported the Kickstarter, surveys have been sent out. You can get at me if you have any questions on that. I've also been fielding a couple different commissions as well. There was something else that I did on the computer, but I can't think of. Oh, and I got all the files to the printer. Comixology keeps fighting me though, because this little project I decided to do with issue 7 and change some things up and leave all the, since I did all the colors on the Bristol pages themselves, I left all the marker lines or the comic lines to show where the page bleeds are and whatnot like that. That's a no-no, I guess, when it comes to Comixology. The file keeps getting rejected. I think I'm just going to have to start from scratch and then go at it that way. I will try that again later this week, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, it's quite the headache. I spent about half the day working on deleting those blue lines, hash marks and whatnot for the outlines for those page bleeds and whatnot. Just such a mess. Also, happy Valentine's Day. I know this is going to be a day late, but I did a happy Valentine. It's one of those days too. I did a Valentine's Day card for just my zombie characters goofing around. Kind of got me in this mode for working on this short story and creating different narratives for these little puppets. So I definitely dig that. You can check that out now. All that collectively is everything that's been going on this week. Also, I hope you enjoyed the video of me working on page 4. It should have been playing up in this corner earlier. But that's going to do it for me. Hope everything's treating you guys well. Love you guys. And I'll catch you after I get page 5 done. Love you guys. Later.